Impact on Your Health is sponsored by Dennis J. Courtney, M.D., Director of the Courtney Medical Group, located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray, Pennsylvania. For more information or to make an appointment, call 724-942-3002. That's 724-942-3002 for Dennis J. Courtney, M.D.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to AM Impact on Your Health. AM Impact on Your Health, where every day our goal is to have you learn at least one thing to help you live better and longer. AM Impact on Your Health, heard each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9 o'clock. I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney, and I'm with you each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. AM Impact on Your Health, where each day you'll find current medical news, knowledgeable guests, fascinating health topics, and of course, where we do encourage you to call in to join in today. Today we'll be heading out to a good friend of ours on the West Coast. She's up and at 'em, I'm sure, right now, and ready to take us on. She knows her topics very, very well. We're going to be talking about the spring cleaning issue, the spring cleansing issue. Her name, of course, is Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. She's been with us before. Each and every time she comes with her vitality, her aggressiveness, and her enthusiasm on whatever topic it happens to be. I'm sure she's going to do a bang-up job for us today. And in the course of our discussion with Dr. Susan Smith-Jones, you'd like to call in to ask a question or to make a comment, the number, of course, as always, will be 412-825-6262. Once again, that's 412-825-6262. Now, the calendar will move on from today into the future. It looks something like this. Friday, Dr. Ed will be with us. Going to a little more about that in just one moment. Of course, he was with us last Friday, and he is coming to town. And there's been a little bit of a change in the schedule. Not much, but you'll see what I mean when I talk about it in just a moment. Anyway, Ed will be with us. Dr. Edward Kondrat's going to be our guest on Friday. On Monday, it's open. I had it closed, but we now have it open because the guest on Monday is shifted to the following Monday. Now, I'm going to dangle a little carrot out there and just tell you in a moment. You'll love to hear who that guest is going to be. But let's take them chronologically. Next Wednesday, the girls will be here. Talking about Judy and Susan. Now, they run a company called Three Rivers Thermography. They come to my office every month. They travel to a number of offices throughout the western Pennsylvania area. For that matter, Ohio, New York, West Virginia, Maryland. These gals go everywhere to do what they really love doing best, doing thermograms on women and men, women especially because of the need for some substitute. Some better way other than a mammogram, which is literally a dud in terms of diagnosis and a threat in terms of your health. There's another way, ladies, and those of you listening to this show for a long period of time certainly understand that. If you're just hearing about thermograms for the first time, you want to pay attention on the 13th so that they'll let Judy and Susan talk to you about them. Also, too, they're having some up-and-coming specials if it is your time, ladies, meaning an annual thermogram is your assurance that things all is well. And if you'll just come on in and get yours, they're going to be here. They being the girls will be here on the 21st of April. So if you're looking to try to arrange your schedule with some advance notice, you got about 2 weeks plus in order to get it ironed out for this particular month. Then on Friday of next week, we're going to have Dr. David Brownstein return. He has become an author extraordinaire. We're going to be talking about thyroid disease. Been in the news a lot, most assuredly because of the Japanese debacle over there. And so both of these topics, iodine, his first book, and thyroid disease, his second book, are very timely to discuss. Of course, they should be more than just the Japan debacle for your interest here, ladies and gentlemen, because you live, ladies and especially, you should know you live smack dab in the middle of something called a goiter belt. You're known all over the world, folks, because of your geological issues with respect to having no iodine in the soils. This makes thyroid issues a number one health concern to anyone who lives in the western Pennsylvania area at all, and I'm sure it will come to the forefront once again with Dr. Bronstein on Friday the 15th. Now on the 18th, remember I told you I sort of shifted the schedule around? I got confirmation yesterday. We're going to have Roland Thomas back. Now Roland has introduced us to a very unique supplement called BACS. Of course that stands for Bioengineered Algae Concentrates. But he didn't invent that concentrate. But he certainly knows very well the person who did. His name is Dr. Michael Kiriak. And we've heard the story told of Dr. Kiriak and the fact that he was a Soviet scientist and was brought in to help correct, first it was an animal situation, and then it became a human situation a la Chernobyl. Anyway, we talk about this man in such folkloric terms. Guess what? He's going to be here on the show on the 18th. I don't know if I have to brush up my Russian or he's going to clean up his English, but they tell me he's ready to take out. And he's going to spend about a half hour with us on that day. I'm looking forward to it, hearing so much about him by his work and what he's been able to offer up to the world, literally. You'll enjoy, too, spending the day with Roland, as well as Dr. Michael Kiriak, who's going to be our guest on the 18th. Then on the 21st, although it's not a show date, it is, in its own way, a show date. Of course, that's the date we're doing the MCG testing in the month of April. Multifunctional cardiograms. We just spent a day with Jerry on Monday, once again, Jerry Singleton, talking about MCG testing. We have a jam-packed schedule so far. There are still some slots. Give us a call here at the office after 9 o'clock, and you can sign up for the remaining slots if you'd have a mind to. We've opened it up to the public now this is our third public offering, just as a listener to this show, or really just hearing about it in any way that you come across the information, and it was you to come on in. Use your insurances to cover this study, which I continue to say is allowing us to get the same information that we could obtain from a cardiac catheterization without ever having a cardiac catheterization. That is a pretty brash and bold statement, but look, this electronic wizardry has now evolved to the point where I'm guessing it is possible. The scoring's a little different. You don't get a percentage of occlusion scored like you do with a cath, but you certainly do have a correlation in greater than 90, what did he say, specificity and accuracy, greater than 91%. For not having any risk associated with the actual test, a 6-minute experience, lying down in an undisturbed way, fully clothed with just your ankles and wrists exposed, you'll be able to have this test done too. And then afterwards, good part about this too is that we'll be able to, when you come in to have the test, before you leave, we'll have you scheduled to be seeing me to go over the results of that test at any day in the future that's convenient for you to come on back, and we'll have at it and explain where you stack up with respect to your own coronary artery disease. After all, that's what a cardiac cath is actually doing, you know. It's assessing the coronary arteries, not any other arteries, just the coronary arteries. And the MCG test will be quite revealing, as it has been at least experienced by everyone who's taken the test so far. So that's on the 21st. Now, got to also mention the up-and-coming eye seminar. Now, of course, Dr. Edward Kondrot was here last week on Friday. He'll be here this Friday. We'll be opening up to you to maybe get some questions answered about your own eye issues. Perfectly willing to do so. I'm still asking the individual who called right at the end of the show the other day and had a personal issue. You could tell that it was something he really needed an answer to, and then the bomb news came and we had to say goodbye. So if you're listening today, get ready for Friday. We'll get you first up. The festivities are going to begin here in May, second week in May, on May 9th, 10th, and 11th will be an eye treatment seminar held in my office. And on the evening of the 9th will be the open general eye seminar for anyone who'd like to come between 6 and 8 o'clock here at the office. Just call up and schedule yourself a seat at the table, and we'll be happy to take care of you. Those of you who have an interest in either A, coming to the seminar, or B, coming to the eye treatment seminar, the 3-day event, the number to call, 800-430-9328. That's 800-430-9328. And more about that on our Friday show when Dr. Kondrot is actually here. Okay, let's do this. Take a short break. In the interim, I'll go find her, folks. I'm not sure was she just coming in from or going out on her hike at this hour of the morning. She does it, you know. Anyway, Dr. Vavavoom is going to be back with us to talk about the spring cleaning issue, not the house. You. Be back in a moment with Dr. Susan Smith-Jones.
This is Dennis J. Courtney. If you become confused about how best to manage your health, it's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instructions, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you are looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years.
Hello.
We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, MD, is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Have you been to the doctor lately? Was fatigue top of your complaint list? Even if your doctor asks you what you eat, the recommended 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day is a dream in your busy schedule. What if you learned of a product 5 years in formulation that delivers 5 servings of fruits and minerals in just 1 ounce? That's right, it's Through the Spirit. The blessings of Through the Spirit are now formulated into a delicious whole fruit puree product rich in antioxidants and minerals. Your health is more than just a test result. It's a balance of physical, spiritual, and emotional factors. You work regularly to strengthen your faith. Let Through the Spirit help cover your nutritional needs in a convenient and cost-effective ounce a day. Call 1-800-442-3793 for a special promotional offer. Through the Spirit, a blessing to your good health. Through the Spirit, 5 servings of fruits and minerals with no added sugars. That's 1-800-442-3793 for your good health. Call them now, 1-800-442-3793.
All right, get ready to go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back once again to AM Impact on Your Health. Here on a Wednesday morning version of the show, we are here today with, she's becoming quite well known to you Pittsburghers in our listening audience. She comes to you with information that is very revealing. Certainly, she is so enthusiastic about what she does, and she knows an awful lot, too. She's been in the health profession directly and peripherally for quite some time now. Each and every time she comes, we all perk up around here. We call her Dr. Vavavoom, affectionately, of course. But because she is going to be talking today about a subject, we're in the spring area of the calendar. Everybody talks about cleaning the house. Well, she's going to talk about some cleaning, all right. Not of the house. Well, in a way, a house. Your own house. You. Her name is Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. Let's welcome her back again today and say good morning to you. Good morning, Dr. Jones.
Dr. Dennis, good morning. It's great to be with you. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
How beautiful is it out there? It's still pitch black dark, isn't it?
It is. No, I know. It's, what is it, 5:14?
Yeah, I got you. Well, Dr. Jones, you always are out there promoting health. Your books are, and I think I remember the number. You said You've got 26 of them written. Am I right about that number?
I do, and I have this special little booklet. Now, everyone get out a pen and paper because it's called Detoxify and Rejuvenate, and there's a way that you'll be able to get it free. And we'll give out that information where the show is over.
Okay.
It came out on Monday.
Oh, another book of yours.
It's a booklet.
A booklet.
It's a CD combo, and it goes with my new book that we debuted on the show called The Joy Factor, 10 Sacred Facts of Radiant Health. And you know what? I know that today we're only going to cover the tip of the iceberg in terms of how to detoxify and rejuvenate your body. So I just want everyone to know that on my website, my name, SusanSmithJones.com, right on the home page, just for your listening audience, 2 days ago I wrote an article and I posted a button on the home page, a gold button for your audience. It's called Dr. Susan Gold Star Secrets, Detoxify and Vitalize Your Body. So you'll get all the details there.
All right, folks, you get ready with a pen and paper because we'll be giving that information on how to get the booklet in our own special way after that first break. We'll take a first break coming up about 15 minutes or so. You be ready to go. Now, this issue of detoxifying and cleansing, to my listeners, it is a word that is well understood, or at least attempted to be practiced a lot by those who listen to us here. Yet, everyone seems to have their own appreciation for this. I'd be really interested to get your take on the issue of detoxification in general. And in general, how do you feel about this process of detoxification as an item for discussion and as a practice that people put into play around the year, throughout the entire year sometimes, and some in only isolated periods of time throughout the year?
Yes, and I'm so glad you asked that, Dennis. And it's my grandmother, when I was a teenager, introduced to detoxification, and what she taught me then is truer now. She used to tell me that for centuries in ancient medical traditions all over the world, healing practitioners, they've always known about detoxification, and it basically means drying out, neutralizing, and eliminating all those accumulated toxins in order to maintain radiant health. And I think today, Dennis, that's even more detoxification than those ancients. Because every minute, our bodies, this is sort of like an introduction to talk. Our body cells produce the needed energy to sustain life. But in the process, they produce waste that must be eliminated, like carbon dioxide, uric acid, radicals. Now, under ideal conditions, live a clean life, not under stress, and pick your produce and your fruit from your backyard, all organically grown. You know, the body's expertly, it does all that, by the way, the body's expertly designed detoxification system expels toxins through channels of elimination, lungs, skin, kidneys, intestines. But now we all live in modern life, become overtaxed with great skill. And then due to stresses of our fast-paced society, you know, we're often sleep-deprived, we're fraught with anxiousness, and we're overfull of nutritionally void. So our bodies are unable to perform the level of detox that's necessary to avert the accumulation of ordinary toxins. And then you add to that, so sad, especially up late, going on in the news about the radiation. You know, we've got all synthetic chemicals in the air and pollutants in our water and heavy metals and prescription drugs and trans fatty acids. So it's clear that we're piling on so much more of all these pollutants to our natural detoxification system, more than it's time to handle. And I'll end with saying, here's a sobering fact that I read last, and it's from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, and they were documenting human exposure to environmental chemicals. and they measured, not in this one, they measured 212 chemicals in people's urine and blood, 75 of which have never been measured in the U.S. population before.
Wow.
So no question about it, detoxification is more important than ever.
Now, from the perspective of people listening to us right now, and in keeping with the theme of springtime, every time spring comes around, we are talking about spring cleaning, so it does match up in terms of the time of the year. But in terms of the individuals themselves, how is it, or how would you know if you needed to detoxify?
No, I mean, all right, here's what I would say. Look in the mirror. And are you feeling and looking your best? If not, maybe it's a good time of year, and it's always great change of season to detoxify your body. Most people have what I call it's an epidemic, Erica, and I refer to it as internal toxicity. And not only to clean up our diet, the way we live, but also internally as well. And I think most people think about health the wrong way. Most people think of health as the absence of disease. But is that really health? Or are we healthy one day and all of a sudden sick next? Now, there's so much evidence out there that demonstrates to us that health and sickness is a process that develops over time, often years, and it's based right at the cellular level, like I said a couple of weeks ago. So this is a great time to keep in the detox program. But you know from the previous shows together, it's been over a quarter of a century. I've had a cold or flu. I've never taken medication in my life. One of the reasons, Dennis, is because for decades I've done detox programs. I do it once a week, 2 to 3 days a month.
Every week?
Yeah, one day a week. I just do a really clean diet that day. And I do more sweating through taking a longer sauna, and I sleep a little bit more that day, but I eat a really clean diet. Make sure it's all organic. But I do this with each change of season for a week as well. This keeps my body and my liver and all the organs that help cleanse the body, but particularly the liver. We'll talk about that in more detail in a moment. But I keep them all very detoxified so that the body can really do what it's designed to do. Keep itself healthy and heal itself, rejuvenate, renew, rebuild.
Well, it doesn't surprise me, I guess, and nor to the listener, that you actually plan for this every week. It's just I'm not so sure that anybody ever considered it to be so necessary to be so to actually do this once a week. But the fact that you do in a minor way, I've been on a major cleanse every week, but you're at least keeping it on the schedule, huh? It never really gets out of control.
About it. And when you're proactive, rather than waiting until you're just tired and sluggish and exhausted and you look 10 years older than you should, I'm supporting my body the best way possible by keeping it clean. Basically overall, I eat a really good diet. So I'm out one day a week. I make sure I make fresh juices, or if I don't have time, I go to my local health store and get some green juices, and I drink a little bit more water, and I eat all organic, and I eat lots of produce in a rainbow of colors. We'll get into this in more detail on exactly how to do it.
All right. So looking in the mirror, you say it's giving you just as easy as that. Looking in the mirror and saying, you look at your best, even though you may think that you're feeling all right, maybe that's a little exercise of how you appear, even to yourself, is probably helpful. But there must be a difference between some minor inflections here and toxicity, which if you're not doing this every week, by the time sometimes months, years go by, other symptoms, maybe much more profound than a glance in a mirror, might be some reason for you to consider cleansing and detoxifying. What are some of those toxic symptoms?
Well, all right. So let's hope nobody's sitting down to a breakfast right now.
Okay.
Because, and I won't get too graphic. That's all in the article that's right there on the homepage of my website, and also in my March and April newsletters. But here are some of the possible symptoms that might show that you've got toxic buildup in the body. Everything from constipation, chronic yeast infections, brittle hand and toenails, frequent colds, easy weight gain, acne, dry and pale skin, mood swings and depression, low or no sex drive, lack of concentration, poor short-term memory, sleeping problems, I've got a few more here, frequent headaches, chronic urinary tract infection, even arthritic bone, rheumatism, allergies, gas, bloating, general weakness, chronic lack of energy, just name a few. Now remember that there are thousands of toxic chemicals all around us every day. Pesticides in our food, chemicals in our water, pollutants in the air we breathe. And ladies, if you wear cosmetics on your skin, they're often full of chemicals. So we eat, breathe, and live in these toxic chemicals. But you know me, I like to look at things from the bright side, that the glass half full. And one of the greatest secrets that you do have control of your body. And if you keep a balanced and clean internal environment, like I strive year-round, then you don't succumb to toxic buildup that's so prevalent in most people's bodies. And it's absolutely scientifically proven that those who cleanse regularly look and feel younger and are much healthier and live a longer life than those who ignore the need internally.
Well, those are absolutely symptoms much more profound than a glance in a mirror. And if you've got any one of those, that would be a good tip-off that maybe your time has passed. You should be really seizing the opportunity to do a detoxification and do a cleanse, which we'll get to the actual process of that a little later on in our discussion. You mentioned diet a number of times. You keep saying you eat organically. How much of a factor do you think that your diet or anybody's diet plays in how well they're going to feel?
Oh, yes. And it is monumental how the diet plays a role in how healthy your body is or how toxic it might be. See, our modern diets really are the same for most of our common ailments. Many people, and this might be graphic here, but it's true, many people are digging their graves, knives, forks, are making life and death decisions every time they sit down to the pillar or nap. And disease often occurs as a result of an unhealthy lifestyle. Diet's a major part of it. And that causes the body, Dennis, to become really sluggish, congested, acidic. And then if you add to that, you take antibiotics, excess sugar, carbonated beverages, and chemical food additives, or you take over-the-counter drugs, all of this alters the acid-alkaline balance of the entire intestinal tract, often killing those beneficial bacteria and then creating the perfect environment for harmful microbes to grow. And I know you've heard a lot lately about probiotics. There's good bacteria, friendly bacteria, and bad bacteria. But without the good or friendly bacteria, keep the bad bacteria and microbes kept. Bad bacteria eventually overrun the body and severely suppress your immune system. Now, take a breath this time there. I'm not going to get too graphic. And you can read about this in detail if you click that gold toxin rejuvenate button on my homepage. But please, there's this mucoid plaque that's like a slimy, gel-like substance that covers the inner lining of the intestinal valve. And the plaque can harbor toxins and interferes with nutrient absorption. And the colon is known to hold up 30 or more pounds of old matter that can be packed with undigested foods and causes disease in the body. Now, I'm not going to get much more graphic than that.
30 pounds, you said? 30 pounds?
Pounds, and I'll tell you in a moment about John Wayne and Elvis. But this causes faulty digestion, and it also can cause parasites, germ life to develop in your colon. No wonder you're probably not looking and feeling your best. And if we just come off of the winter season, you've probably eaten more foods than usual, and the holidays and all of that. So, but anyway, it's easy to develop little parasites that can range from microscopic organisms, tapeworms, up to just spots. Now, I don't know if you heard, and this is all true about John Wayne and Elvis. When John Wayne died, he had 40 pounds of fecal matter all in his colon area, and Elvis had more than that. Now, and this is one of the reasons why you want to keep that beautiful about 30 feet, depending on your size and age, from your mouth to the other end, as cleaned out and purified as possible, year-round, so that everything can move through smoothly. And if you experience constipation in your life, you need to get that fixed. And all the things that we're talking about today, and next time probably, because you don't want to be constipated. You want things moving freely in your body.
30 pounds. I took it.
40 pounds. Elvis had more.
Goodness grief! Talk about a weight loss program.
And one of the benefits of cleansing is you'll have a flatter abdominal area and you'll lose weight.
Well, as much difficulty as some women say that they have in losing it, to hear that there's a way that they could uncover a quick loss of 30 pounds, I think, all ears.
Yeah, but most people aren't infected with that much toxic residue, in the colon. Those are just two extreme examples.
Well, if you could have a weight loss of some degree with cleansing, what other some benefits with the cleansing should one anticipate? That all those symptoms you talked about earlier should dry up, wither, and go away?
Well, they will after a few repeated cleanses. But here are some of the benefits that you can look forward to. Like I said, a flatter abdominal area, relief from bloating and constipation, clear thinking, greater sense of well-being, a stronger immune system, improved digestion, you'll sleep better, you will look younger. Really, who doesn't want that? Your skin will look better, you'll have more energy and confidence. Really, simply put, when you do an internal cleanse, dramatically improve the quality of your overall health. Dennis, it's one of the best ways also to break any bad food habits you might have, like chocolate all the time, or being addicted to white sugar and white flour products, and even sodas. But the bottom line is that when you complete a beneficial detox program, it's like working with a plate, because not only will you help the onset of disease in the long term, but you'll also notice beneficial changes in the short term. That's what I just said. Weight loss, clear skin, renewed energy, so much more.
All right, why don't we do this? Let's take a short break. When we come back, the first thing I want you to do, Dr. Jones, is, and then all of you folks who had that pencil and paper ready to go, you have it ready in the next couple of minutes, because when we return, I want you to tell us how that they can benefit, they being the listeners, from your work, from your free booklets, and phone numbers and websites, every bit of information you can lay on them. They'll be ready to write and take notes, okay? All right, folks, you're with Dr. Susan Smith-Jones today. The subject, detoxification and cleaning, and all the benefits to you in having done so. Be back in a moment to continue with that topic. Be ready to write. She'll be firing at you with information about her books and her booklets when we finally return. Be right back.
Want to help your family eat healthier? Instead of learning to disguise tofu with wondrous way, how about some real nutritional power? If your family has the typical American palate for fries, pizza, and burgers, giving your family the blessing of good nutrition is a struggle. Fruit of the Spirit is the answer for your family's nutritional needs. Fruit of the Spirit is an all-natural, whole fruit puree made from fresh fruits native to the Holy Land with alkalizing minerals. Fruit of the Spirit was 5 years in the formulation and the work of a team of top nutritional experts with independent science to confirm its antioxidant power. 1 ounce a day provides the equivalent of 5 servings of fruits and minerals. Fruit of the Spirit is convenient, affordable, and delicious. Even your picky family will sing the praises of Fruit of the Spirit. Give your loved ones the blessing of good nutrition. Call 1-800-442-3793 for a special promotional offer. Fruit of the Spirit, a blessing for your good health. That's 1-800-442-3793. Call them now, 1-800-442-3793.
This is Dennis J. Courtney, MD. If you become confused about how best to manage your health, it's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instructions, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you were looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, MD, is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back once again to AM Impact on Your Health. Here in a Wednesday morning version of the show, we're with Dr. Susan Smith-Jones, who is enlightening us on the art and the process of keeping everything clean, detoxifying the body, maybe not necessarily in such abrupt 1 time a year, 2 time a year terms, but really all around the year terms, which she does herself. She has already given you some tintillating ideas about how to get more information on the subject. We've got her back right now with us, and why don't you do just that right up from the get-go, Dr. Jones? Could you give our listeners some information about how to get your information?
Yes, definitely. So go to my website. It's my name, SusanSmithJones.com. In fact, you'll want to go to it every day. Every day, I have a daily affirmation and an inspirational quote. But here are a couple other things you want to look at on the site. Make sure you look at the March and the April newsletters, because they give more detailed information on detoxifying, looking younger, losing weight, alleviating depression. You're going to love those. Click on the gold button, Dennis, that says Susan's Gold Star Secret, Detoxify and Rejuvenate. And this month, I've got a package right there on the homepage. It's called Do Your Life. And this month, it's 6% off. It's actually the special package that will give you the most bang for your buck. You know, in marketing, word of mouth is the holy grail of marketing. And by word of mouth, over the last several months, people from all over the world have purchased my Renew Your Life package. And you can read more about it on the website. And now coming to the free thing. I've got a new book, as you know. It's called The Joy Factor, 10 Sacred Facts for Radiant Health. It just came out. Wayne Dyer wrote the foreword, and it's a magical book that will transform your life from a sin cycle lifestyle to a win cycle. It's more than how to live and what to do. It's the program I taught 30 years at UCLA, and now it's all in a beautiful book. And anyone who purchases this book to a toll-free number I'll give you in a second, and it's Eastern time, your time, you can get free, just for the asking, my new booklet came out on Monday called, I'm looking at it right here in front of me, it's beautiful, it's full color, called Detoxify and Rejuvenate. And so the toll-free number to get it is 1-800 523-9971. But you've got to call Monday through Friday, 9 and 5, or actually it's 8:30 and 5. It's 1-800-523-9971. You can. It's part of a series of natural remedy booklets. This one just came out, Toxify and Rejuvenate. And if you go to my website and click on the April newsletter, you can see the cover of it, and you can learn more about it. But in other words, you call this number, purchase the Joy Factor, it's only $16.95. Then you've got to ask, hey, I just heard Susan on Dr. Dennis's show. She said if I purchase the Joy Factor, I can get free Detoxify and Rejuvenate, her new booklet. And it also has a CD interview with me in the back. So, in other words, buy one, get one free.
Outstanding. We have I hope they're still there too. Had a caller was calling just as we went to this information. You still out there, caller? Come on ahead. Do you have a question for Dr. Jones?
Yes, hello. I just have a quick question. Those doctors that, I can't think their name right now, that they use the scope to go up your rectum to check the condition of your colon.
Well, they're gastroenterologists.
Yes. And I've had that done, I think one time, probably about 10 or 15 years ago, and that was enough. But I asked him that question because through the years, I've listened to, the health programs, and I've read about how this sludge can build up in your colon. And I think that I mentioned that to my doctor at the time, and he kind of poo-pooed it and kind of laughed about it, like as if there's no such thing as the pounds and pounds of sludge building up in your colon. And I just wondered what if I could have a comment on that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, there is. What is your name, by the way?
My name is Dale.
Hi, Dale. There definitely is truth to that. Things can build up. And I'm good friends out here in Los Angeles with a few people that do colonics. And the stories I've heard about what builds up, they see it firsthand. And, and I know a story, in fact, 2 weeks ago, I was having lunch with a friend of mine that does colonics. And she said that she had a patient who used to chew gum, but he stopped chewing gum 5 years ago. But whenever he'd chew gum, he would often, rather than spitting it out, he'd swallow it. And she said the impact of the gum that 5 years later was still in the colon was phenomenal. And there are many books out there. What I recommend, have you heard of Dr. Bernard Jensen?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Well, there's a book you might want to read of the late Dr. Bernard Jensen. It's called Tissue Cleansing Bowel Management. And it's an amazing book with lots of photographs.
I even have, Dr. Walker he has a book on that too, the late Dr. Walker.
Yeah, exactly. Norman Walker, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so there is truth to how impacted the colon can get.
I just wonder why the doctors poo-poo that, like as if that's something that don't really take place. I wonder why they
I wonder, and also oftentimes, doctors like you to come to them, and it's important to have a colonoscopy and other things like that. But number one, they don't know about it. Definitely, they don't eat a good diet, so they can't really communicate with you about what to eat. Often they're not a good example of a doctor of radiant health. And then, of course, they want you to continue to come to them.
Yes, but wouldn't they see that when they go up there with the scope? Wouldn't they see that build up in that part of the colon?
No, you've got to remember that you usually take something the night before that cleans everything out. Take that sleep enema, don't you?
Yes, but I was led to believe that those layers of buildup are not cleaned out by their preparation. That still remains on the colon.
You take the night before is like Roto-Rooter, have that back there. It completely cleans you out. It's unbelievable what it does.
So you're saying what they give you cleans, if you have layers, it cleans that out?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Are you from Canada?
No, from Pennsylvania.
All right. I just thought I heard out. And I also am good friends with different surgeons in my area, and the stories they tell me when they have to open someone up for surgery of what's in there. So it's good just to be, Dale, proactive and keep your colon as clean as possible.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your comment.
What'd you say?
I said thank you so much for your comment.
Thank you, Dale.
Bye.
Yeah, the famous procedure that I refer to as south to north, if you know what I mean, done by many gastroenterologists. It's true. They got a little. It's in a gallon jug. It's called Go Lightly, and it's what you have to take the night before you have a colonoscopy. It's true that during the colonoscopy itself, and I've been involved with many of them from an anesthesia viewpoint, because we sedate folks when they're having it done, that the fecal material is cleansed out almost entirely. The mucus buildups, however, which is part of what you're talking about, and part of what also needs to be shed, that isn't cleaned out. So no fecal matter is usually available. So the 20 or 30 pounds that you're talking about, and even more with John Wayne, if we're talking about fecal matter, no, that's not there. But with respect to other debris, yeast, fungi, you name it, this all weighs in the total amount of materials to be found in the colon. They aren't necessarily cleaned out.
No, and when you go on a good cleanse program, like we're talking about today and I have on my website, you can actually, without getting too graphic here, but when let's say, not so much with a one-day program, but with a 7 to 10 days, after several days, you can see lots of the mucoid plaque, that slimy gel-like substance that comes out of you. You'll see it, in other words, looking back up at you again.
Okay. With respect to daily cleansing and things you could take, because you don't necessarily. What I'm getting in listening to you is that you don't necessarily have to prepare for an annual event. It doesn't have to be an annual. More than likely, shouldn't be an annual cleanse. It's something that you do weekly. It's on your schedule. But literally, what could you take? Are there any herbs or certain foods or things that if you continue to include them in your diet would automatically help you cleanse, and it wouldn't have to be the annual event that sometimes it has become?
Yeah, I'd love that you asked that. Yes, in fact, here are a couple herbs. And on my website, click on recipes in the menu bar, and you'll see a smoothie for dried plum and apple green smoothie. You'll also see a recipe. You'll love this one for dandelion root coffee. Because first of all, dandelion and milk thistle are two herbs that are great for cleansing your liver. Exposure to toxins is unavoidable, so you need an effective plan of action. And in our polluted environment, the liver works overtime to clear out toxic clutter of food additives, food dyes, medicines, pesticides, tar exhaust, and other pollutants. But it's called milk thistle, milktistle, and that's an herb that's one of the best ones for helping the liver to do one of its main functions, keep the body detoxified. So I take milk thistle. I actually take a little bit every day, but I take extra when I do the 1 day a week or the 7 days change of season. It neutralizes free radical damage. It supports the liver's detoxification. It rejuvenates the liver. And dandelion root works as well as milk thistle. And that's why on my website I have a recipe. You can make dandelion tea or dandelion root coffee. It's great for your liver. And let me just also mention a fruit everyone knows, apples. See, apples are high in pectin, and that's the fiber that binds with cholesterol and heavy metals in the body. And so it's important to add apples to your diet to help eliminate toxic buildup and to cleanse the intestines. So remember, too, that the most nutrient-rich part of the apple is the skin. You want to buy them organically grown. In fact, a good breakfast for on a cleanse would take 4 apples, eat 1 full apple, peel the other 3, and eat the peeling. Or have a big bowl of berries, all kinds of berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. They're great to help detoxify your body.
Never heard that before, but get 6 apples, eat 1, and if the skin's in the other 5. The skin.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll say this too. One of the worst. Let me say it in a different way. If you want to age quickly and really keep your body toxic, then when you tax your body with too much food, it can't keep everything cleansed out, and then you kind of have a backload of stuff that stays in your body. One of the best ways to look younger, to feel good, is to systematically undereat and eat a rainbow of colors. And I'm not talking about chemical dyes like we've heard a lot about on the news lately, but a rainbow of naturally colorful foods. Remember, great health comes from the farm, not the pharmacy or the chemist. You want to go natural and look to nature for what to buy and eat. Because remember, Dennis, in nature, you don't find ice cream trees and potato chip bushes and donut vines. But the more naturally colorful your meal is, the healthier it will be. And when you go on a detox program, eat for a day, you want to eat high water content foods. Those are basically lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. And if you get them organic the day you're cleansing or the week you're cleansing, all together.
Great. Now, I heard you mention, and as you were talking about fruits and so forth, you mentioned food dyes. And this is something that, especially in the last week or so, has hit the mass media. FDA is looking at food dyes with respect to kids. Any words to us about food dyes that maybe you could enlighten us on that subject?
Oh, my gosh, yes. I love that you asked that one, too. See, you'll find food coloring in more than just candy. The rainbow of colorful dyes are found in everything from bagels, pickles, macaroni and cheese, sodas, fruit rolls, cheese, chips, crackers, frozen desserts, breakfast cereals. In fact, now here's a shocker, they're even in pet foods. How bizarre is that? Animals like dogs see in limited color, but for some reason the pet owners would prefer to have their animals' food in more vibrant colors than a dull gray dog shell. And remember, it's hard to lose weight. Lots of artificial colors, dyes, and pesticides. But studies now from many federal agencies are taking a closer look at the effects of consuming artificially colored foods. Studies now suggest that not only are these color additives linked to hyperactivity in children and adults, but they also cause allergic reactions in the body. They stress your beautiful liver that needs to metabolize the chemicals, and they also can be carcinogenic. So I say, why play Russian roulette with your diet and body? You want to avoid artificial colors and dyes whenever possible, because our bodies were not designed for this overload of toxicity and internal toxic pollution. And you know what, maybe next time, but I can talk about the dye thing and what to do and a 30-day program to go on the dyes for 20 more minutes.
Okay, well, maybe we'll better do that next time.
Say this, my latest blog on my website, go to SusanSmithJones.com, click on blog. The latest blog is about the danger of food dyes.
Okay, there you have another place to go, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the blog. Got another knock on the door. Why don't you come on the store? You were Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. What would you like to ask her?
Hi, I have 2 questions for her. I wanted to know if taking aloe long-term was okay for detoxification, and also what she knows about andrographis or NAC for the liver.
All right, aloe and andrographis. Can you shed any light on either of those?
I'm sorry?
What is your name, Kathy? Kathy, hi, Kathy. Are you talking about aloe vera?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. You know, for 3 decades I've been taking aloe vera. And you can, first of all, it's always good to have a plant in your kitchen, in your windowsill, an aloe vera plant. Because whatever is ailing you skin-wise and digestive-wise, you have an organic plant, and you can snip off the leaf and scoop out the gel. And if you have, I know this is different than everything you asked about, but I'm giving you the full picture of aloe. If you have pimples or a burn from the stove or a sunburn or eczema or psoriasis, take that fresh gel and rub it on the area, and it's anti-inflammatory, and it will help. If you have a toothache, it will help. But then you can also take the gel and you mix it in a glass of water or juice. And Kathy, it is so good for your digestive system. It helps to keep things moving smoothly. It helps prevent constipation. It helps to get rid of extra bloating and gas. It's excellent for your body. And I have this concentrated juice that I get at my local health store. And I put a tablespoon of juice in with my water every day. You know what? I also have cider vinegar, raw apple cider vinegar, and I add that with my aloe vera juice, and that's great for your whole body and to clean out the digestive tract.
Now, what about andrographis? Do you know anything about it?
Why don't you take that one?
I'm not familiar with it.
I'm not either.
No,
I'm taking a mixture that has a little bit of the NAC, andrographis, and a couple other ingredients like alpha-lipoic acid. That is really a good combination for liver support and just her.
Right. Now I like that. And alpha-lipoic acid, that's actually a wonderful flavonoid antioxidant that is often found in all kinds of squash foods. And it not only does it help you look younger, because it helps to take away wrinkles. So I always tell people to eat as much squash as you can. So you've just taught me something, Kathy. That
Very good.
You just said that NAC is good for the liver. So I'm going to definitely check this out after the show.
All right. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you very much. Dr. Susan Smith-Jones, there are bongoing us in the background. It means it's our time out of here. We will bring you back, as we would do anyway, and finish this topic. I'm going to say goodbye to you now, although hang on, because we can talk off air. Ladies and gentlemen, stick with us. You want to be with us on Friday. Dr. Edward Conrad will be here talking about eye treatments. Until then, this is Dr. Dennis Courtney with Susan Smith-Jones saying so long for AM Impact on Your Health.
Sponsored by Dennis J. Courtney, M.D., Director of the Courtney Medical Group, located at 3075 Washington Road in McRae, Pennsylvania. For more information or to make an appointment, call 724-942-3002. That's 724-942-3002 for Dennis J. Courtney, M.D.
KHB reminds you, children are naturally curious, so follow their lead. When you talk to your child, you build vocabulary. Learning starts before school does. For more tips, go to bornlearning.org.
Whether you are a muscle man, an hours pumping iron, or